Action!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Church's Hollywood Moments with me, Thomas J. Churchill, a.k.a. Church. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different. I'm reposting a show I was just a guest on the Indie Escape Network, Loud and Nerdy Show with J.W. the Movie Guy, Colwell, and Jerry Kamora from the band Slapjaw, and of course, the producer and one of the hosts was Joe Ridgely of the Indie Escape Network. So here's the show.
Must mean that it's Tuesday night.
It's so hard to get occasionally into your credits. Occasionally, you're going to show up and help us. And look at it. It's
telling me to shrink it, Jerry?
No.
Welcome to Loud and Nerdy on a Tuesday night. I'm your host, J.W. Colwell. I'm joined, as always, by my good friend Jerry Kamora of the band Slapjaw. And we are, again, graced with his presence of the Grand Poobah of the Indie Escape Network, Joe Ridgely. Thank you, boys, for showing up. We have a big show tonight. We got a heavy hitter.
Amazing guest.
We got an actual Hollywood producer and director and
writer.
A lot of cool people. He's a creator of all kinds. I particularly like his movie reviews. He's been doing movie reviews that I've been kind of jamming on the last couple of weeks.
I got to talk to him about the best New York style pizza right now. I forgot to ask him about that.
Let's not get into fights. Let's not get into fights with our guest. Jesus.
Forget about
it. Let's talk about news. Let's talk about the fact that a 50-year-old movie beat a bunch of movies at the box office this weekend.
That's amazing.
It's incredible. And it's a 50-year-old movie. It grossed $9.6 million. It was in 3,200 theaters. It added to its all-time gross. It came in second to Weapons, which, again, is one of the bigger hits of the summer. Little to nothing as I hit the wrong fucking button. I'm out of practice because we've been taking some time off. Good evening, friends. Facebook Mega Show's opening reels. Can't comment. Oh, no.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. You're the one producing. Wasn't me.
And I don't have access.
Schedule the show.
Yeah.
I can't get you.
Schedule the show. The show's up and running. It looks like it's running.
Yeah, it looks like it's running to me.
I don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
Well,
but a 50-year-old movie at the box office. And what I want to say is when I went to see Jaws, there were more trailers for movies that are coming back to theaters than for new movies.
Like what?
Like Apollo 13 is coming back for a week.
Nice.
Casper is celebrating its 30th anniversary.
I got an interesting story about Apollo 13.
Do you really have an interesting story about Apollo 13? What's your interesting story about Apollo 13? God.
The cavity that saved their lives, my dad helped design that.
Oh, that's amazing. That's incredible.
That's all right.
That is a good story about Apollo 13. Well done, Joe. Back to the Future's coming back on October 31st. We just did it on Generation Movie. Feel good that we were early to the party. So just what it's really stating is Jaws did very well. $10 million for a 50-year-old movie. I think theaters are starting to get the idea that if they put the right movies in theaters, people will come out and see them. And if we're having a slow time at theaters, it might be, a good time to bring back mega hits.
I would like to know how many people saw Jaws for the first time now in those theaters. That would be an interesting number, right?
It would be an interesting number, but I would also say the interesting thing about Jaws is because it's in IMAX, and it's been transferred to IMAX before, so it's not that huge of a deal, but it is a very clear print, and it is really nice, and you can see everything. And so what I saw a lot of this weekend was people going, "Holy shit! There was something I missed, or I didn't see the first time. I never saw that." Like somebody mentioned, one of the ones was, "I didn't realize Chrissy Watkins' body was in a bin." Right? Like you never pay attention to those little things, but Chrissy Watkins' body is not in great shape at the end of that movie. At the end after she meets a shark, and people were noticing that it was in a bin when Hooper does the autopsy, and he's playing with the arm and stuff. And then this trailer played for the first time, so it's going to be Adobe. It's going to be an IMAX for the first time.
Nice.
That's on October 31st. That's on Halloween Day. It opens.
I've got to interrupt for 1 second. For ladies and gentlemen, if you are joining us on Instagram, unfortunately, we cannot see the comments on Instagram. So if you have something to say, please go over to our Facebook or YouTube channel and feel free to join.
There you go.
You got it.
You got it. So great news. And Hollywood may be getting the right idea, but there's not a lot of movies coming out in the next few months. Theaters are going to really need things to happen. I also want to let you know if you have a Regal theater in your area, which NEPA does, Regal is running a classic movie every day of September, a different movie. So today was Dark Knight. Tomorrow is Doctor Strangelove. It's like they're running a different classic movie. Next Thursday, the 11th, is The Thing.
Wow.
I will be going to The Thing, which is behind Jerry's head right now, and seeing The Thing on a big screen again. The first time in a long time, but they're running movies all September long.
Awesome.
So are these all remastered, or are they still on film? Or
no, everything's almost digital, and every theater is almost digital right now. But I will say the other thing I did besides Jaws this week was I did Batman and Batman Returns, and they were spectacular in Dolby. They were beautiful. Ken, you're ahead of me. What are you doing? Yes, I know. Welcome to Derry on that. God, Ken, relax. I know we're back. But yeah, Batman and Batman Returns were in Dolby, and they've been playing. They played them a couple more times this week, but they were in Dolby for what was supposed to be one night only. Last on the 25th, I saw both of them back to back in Dolby, and they were pristine. They looked the best they've ever looked on a screen. And the Dolby, I was talking to somebody from another podcast, and basically it's the same remaster, 4K remaster they did. In which case there are some problems with the sound for the first one, but it's remastered for Dolby, and he said it looked the best it's ever looked, and I could not agree more. And Batman Returns doesn't scream that often. So getting a chance to see Batman Returns, and Jaws in the same week was a great week off from the show and everything. I
rewinded the tape a couple years.
It was like going back and getting sustenance from a meal like a restaurant you really loved as a kid. You know what I mean? It's like getting sustenance for me. But Weapons continues to impress as well. We did have a bit of sad news we do have to talk about. This gentleman passed away. If you don't recognize this gentleman, you should. It's Graham Greene. He's an Oscar-nominated Dance with Wolves actor. died at the age of 73. But he's one of the most amazing indigenous actors of all time from Hollywood. Started his career in 1979 in The Great Detective. Made it big in Running Brave, then was in Dance with Wolves as Kicking Bird, of course. Got nominated for an Academy Award, and then has spent the rest of his career kind of like making indigenous actors work. So like he was in Maverick, and he was in Die Hard, and he was in Twilight Saga, and Molly's Game, and The Green Mile, right? All these great movies. And then he, did a movie called Skins, which is about the Lakota Sioux Reservation. He did Northern Exposure. He did Lonesome Dove. And then he made this great show. I don't know if anybody's seen it or anybody watched it, but he made this great show called Reservation Dogs, which is one of the best TV shows that's been on television in the last 10 years. It's just a great show about kids living on a Sioux reservation. And he was in it, and he was funny as hell. And he's just a great American actor. This is the other movie that I wanted to talk about briefly about his career. He's in a movie called Thunderheart with Val Kilmer. It's about an FBI agent that goes and tries to solve a murder on a reservation. It is one of the most underrated and best top 90s movies of all time. And so, rest in peace to him. He was a great character actor. He was recently in Tulsa King and The Last of Us. So he's just been one of
Tulsa King is great.
He's one of the great character actors of our time. And it just happened to be that he was indigenous, that he was, that he had, Sioux background. He was just one of the great character actors, and he will be missed.
So you think we could cover the rest of the news at the end of the cast?
Yeah, it's time to bring our guest on. I just want to get this out of the way.
Oh no! I agree. And ladies and
some things. Go ahead, bring the guest on. Go ahead, you're producing. I'm just the host. I'm just the talking head.
Ladies and gentlemen, if it's your first time tuning in, please go to our socials, give us a like and subscribe. Only takes a second, means the world to us. We'd greatly appreciate it. And without further ado, let's bring up our guest. Actor, director, producer, writer. I'm sure there's so much more. Mr. Thomas J. Churchill.
Hey,
how are you guys?
How you doing? That's the right way to say it, right? That's the right way to say it, right?
Nice, good crowd.
So if nobody recognizes him for some reason, which you should, but if you recall a few years ago, the Indie Brigade, our first network, had the very first online convention ever during COVID. And Church, I believe you were a part of that, sir.
I was yes, I was on it. It was pretty cool. It was fun.
It was a horrible time. It was a horrible time. We needed things to get us through, and having conventions and doing things and bringing people together, making people happy is what you do and what we do. And we thought we'd have you on our show tonight, so welcome. Hi, Thomas. That's Ken McKernan.
Hey, Ken.
One of our big fans. Let's talk.
Canadian friend.
Yeah, he's a Canadian friend. He still likes us.
We don't hold it against him.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
I'm an Expo fan. I'm still a Montreal Expo fan.
What? Andre Dawson, the Hawk?
No, I'm kidding. No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna like.
The best thing that came out of the Montreal Expos was Gary Carter that went for the New York Mets.
Yes, he became a catcher.
1984.
Andre Dawson was pretty cool though in the Expos outfit. The Expos.
No, wait a minute. I know Church's Jets and Mets. So,
yeah.
And I'm Giants and Yankees. So,
it's crazy. I'm somewhat a Yankee fan. It's crazy that I can't be both. Whatever. In the 90s, when I used to hang out with my buddies back east, they always waited until the Yankee game would finish before they went out. And I was like, come on, guys, let's go out. It's like, oh, the Yankees on. So I sat there, watched a little bit of the Yankees, and I was like, wait, that's an ex-Met. Oh, that's an ex-Met. And that's an ex-Met, because half of the Yankee teams were the ex-Mets. So it was like, so I started liking them both. But if they
like a surrogate fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you grew up in New York, right? Long Island?
No. I was born in Brooklyn, Bushwick, and grew up in Queens, Glendale, Ridgewood area.
So I have a question for you. What is, because you're this amazing producer, director, creator, and you have all these things going. You have all these fires in the furnace moving around. What was the movie as a kid that said you got up out of the theater and said, "I want to do that"?
Well, you actually brought one of them up. What was funny was the very first movie I truly remember seeing in the theater as a kid was King Kong with Jeff Bridges and Jessica Lange. And that was my first introduction to the cinema in the movie theater. You know, my father taught me a lot with movies. He wasn't in the business, but he would show me things and teach me things. And he introduced me to Alfred Hitchcock when, all the movies were playing like on TV. But what was crazy was coming out, watching King Kong. The following year was Star Wars. The following year was Superman. Then we had a little bit of a break. Then it was Beverly Hills Cop. And then it was the 1989 Batman. Batman was the one that said, I'm going to do this. So those 5 movies truly inspired the hell out of me.
Something like that. That's amazing right there.
And that's great picture.
that is a great picture. But okay, so that's interesting. That's an interesting kind of like, because again, I got
to see it again a couple of weeks. What was it? Monday. Monday was playing in the theater.
Yeah, Adobe. It was great.
You started doing stuff. You started doing things really early on, though, right? When you were young.
I made my first film at call it 16, 17 years old. Depending on, I know I made it at 16, but it didn't come out until I was 17. But that was my first, I made my movies amongst my friends and family. And I ended up convincing video stores at the time to put the movies in the video. And the video store. And I didn't hear you. Come again?
What did you film that on? What did you use to film it on?
Oh, the glorious full-size RCA VHS.
Oh, the shoulder deal?
The shoulder bag?
This is the one
I had one of those.
It was compact. It wasn't the one where it had the little player alongside of it. This one was actually, right. Oh, it was great. It was the coloring was fantastic. I convinced my dad to buy me it because I wanted to be an actor. I started off wanting to be an actor. I was in the top 5 in New York for the auditions and made it into the top 5 for the movie The Champ. And I really wanted truly to be an actor. And I did the whole cattle call, going to auditions and all. And then at 16, I convinced my dad to buy me a camera. I mean, I had to pay him back with, after school jobs and stuff. But I wanted to make my first movie to showcase my talents as an actor. But something happened. I fell in love with the process. I fell in love with telling a story and directing and producing, because all this came from one idea of writing something. So I was able to put whatever I wrote in front of me. And it was probably, it's the closest thing anybody can get to being inside someone's brain when watching someone's film, and then a lot of the scripts I write, a lot of the characters, a lot of the stories, there's a lot of me sprinkled in there. I'm not going to tell you which characters, but there's a lot of my life in a lot. And
I watched a vampire movie today. I hope it's not that one. Jesus.
Hey, you may not.
Jesus Christ. That guy was scary as fuck. Anyway,
hold on, we got one comment. So, Church, about Batman, was it Burton's direction or Nicholson acting?
Keaton's
everything.
Keaton's acting.
And what was funny was I was one of those guys when I read about Michael Keaton going to be Batman. I was optimistic. I wasn't hating it. I was like,
I totally thought Mr. Mom, and I'm like, what the hell?
But see, he was around the same time. He also did Gung Ho, which he was still serious.
He did Night Shift.
He had range, but
Clean and Sober. He also did Clean and Sober before Batman.
Yes.
And there is a darkness to his comedy where you could see maybe he could be Batman. Now, I think it's one of the funniest things when people get so wrapped up in like. I was there. I was at a theater the night that they announced Affleck was going to be Batman, and everybody was like freaking out in the theater. And I was like, "It's going to be fine. You saw the town, right? Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine." And then I was also like, I think on the show the night they announced Pattinson, and everybody's like, "Sparkly vampires, Batman. It's not going to work." And it's like, no, he's been in a lot of other movies.
Yeah, I'm there's something different with all the different Batmans. I think Christopher Nolan's trilogy was pretty good, but see, I'm biased. To me, the best Batman is always going to be, to me, Michael Keaton, and he was the best part of the movie The Flash. Just seeing him.
It wasn't the babies, Church. It wasn't the babies in the microwave, Church. That was the best part of The Flash.
What was your opinion on his return to Batman recently?
It was.
He was great.
I thought he was great.
He's the best.
I didn't like the way they ended him, but it is what it is. But
he can make me pasta anytime.
There's a rumor going around that they may be doing what is it called? Kingdom Come? Is that the graphic novel?
That's the one.
Is that the one with Batman's in that as well?
Yeah.
Yes. Superman. They're all older.
Yeah, and they're still talking about, and then there's another one where he's older, and there's rumor out here talking about possibly they're trying to get Burton to go back to direct and have Keaton back, but we'll see.
Lightning in a bottle is tough to get 3 times.
Yes,
and I always like, as much as I love Batman Returns.
Yeah,
seeing Batman Returns in a theater again reminded me how fucking filthy it is. And how they were also trying to sell McDonald's toys that summer. And McDonald's was not I was telling somebody on the way home, like, McDonald's was so upset about how filthy Batman Returns was. Just on its...
They had Tim Burton fired.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know if he got fired or he made the movie and went, I just don't want to do Batman.
No, they fired him from doing the third one. Because
no, I know.
Was going to go in a whole different direction with Robin Williams and everything else. And then they ended up putting him just as a producer. And Michael Keaton was supposed to come back, and he refused because Tim wasn't coming back, and he didn't like what the hell is Joe? Was it Joe Schumacher?
Joe Schumacher.
Worst guy to do a Batman movie.
He was for a director. He was an incredible interior designer. It's just a weird thing. That's what he did in his before he designed Macy's displays, is what he did before he became a Batman director. Which
that's cool. I mean, look, James Cameron was a truck driver at one point. I mean,
yeah.
I just recently learned that he was also a model guy on Escape from New York. He was the one that did all the models and everything.
Cameron. Well, and Cameron's everybody thinks Cameron's first movies are like Terminator and everything else, but in reality, Cameron's first movie is Piranha 2: The Spawning. You know what I mean? So it's like everybody starts in heart. I know you do.
I have that over here.
That's why I brought it up.
Just saying.
Church, you move around from action and horror. You move around in that kind of vicinity. What are you looking like? What are the movies that you look at and you go, those are the movies I'm trying to emulate? Is it Hitchcock or is it something else?
Well, I love Hitchcock, and to me, he is probably the main face on the Mount Rushmore of filmmakers to me. And it's funny, you would have in my Mount Rushmore would be Hitchcock, Orson Welles, Cecil B. DeMille, and Spielberg. Those 4. Even though, I mean, there's a ton of other directors out there that are amazing and influenced me. I mean, Dario Argento and all, but those 4 guys, if it wasn't for those 4 guys, storytelling would be completely different. I mean, going back to Orson Welles, he was doing things with techniques that was unheard of in the 30s and that we do standard today.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah.
I'll never, you can never forget the first time you see Citizen Kane and you're watching Citizen Kane, and you realize there's 4 different things going on in every quadrant of the screen, and whatever you want to focus on, that opening sequence, you can focus on the mother who's at the table making the deal. You can focus on the kid on the sled. You can focus on the drunk that's kind of like there, and then you can focus on the lawyer. Whichever one you want to focus on, you can focus on.
I'm going to say something that's probably going to blow you guys' mind. Citizen Kane, brilliant. Boring as fuck.
Yes, sir.
It's a great story, and the way he executed everything with the equipment and jibs and 2 shots and singles and dollies, but oh my god,
how's your heart right now, JW? How's your heart?
Okay, it's okay because I know Citizen Kane is one of those. Citizen Kane is an acquired taste, and it's also like
I must have watched it about 100 times, and I still
no.
I'd rather watch Syrup.
Well, there's more movement. I think the thing about Citizen Kane that I think we get lost in the like what he did technically, and we kind of like it's not as good a movie as something.
But when it came out, everybody was impressed with it. They were just watching it, like The Wizard of Oz. You know, it's the greatest thing too. I mean, a lot of people don't. I mean, you guys probably know because you're filmmakers, film buffs. If you threw somebody's name out there and said as a director and say, "Hey, Victor Fleming was the best director in the '30s," people would be like, "Who the hell is Victor Fleming?" But imagine in the middle of making a movie, an epic movie like Gone with the Wind.
Yeah.
And then the studio comes over to him and says, stop what you're doing. I need you to stop here. I need you to go to the other studio and take over this other movie because we just fired that director. Poor guy didn't even finish this movie. He's thinking that he's probably going to get fired, so he goes to the other studio, the stage to start shooting, and it ends up being The Wizard of Oz. So this guy's got 2 masterpiece movies that bombed. Well, Gone with the Wind came out, did very well back then, but bombed in a way, slow burn until television and everything else, where it just became. We were
talking about The Wizard of Oz. Like The Wizard of Oz is in the zeitgeist right now because of that ridiculous sphere thing.
Ellie Kazan is great too.
In Vegas, and I think the interesting thing about The Wizard of Oz is, I don't think people who are not from our generation, the 4 people that are in the boxes right here, I don't think you realize how important it was to make sure you caught the fucking Wizard of Oz on television every year.
And like the Marshall
every year, yes.
What was it? Channel 11 in New York?
Yeah.
How fucking important it was to be the day your dad got the TV guide that said The Wizard of Oz was on that Sunday night. Holy shit. What a fucking, like, you made plans around it. You're like, we're gonna make sure we have an early dinner on that Sunday. Everybody's got to memorize the TV guide. Yeah. I think we've lost that with the idea that we can just watch anything we want. I am a little bit enamored right now with being able to go see old movies in theaters. We were talking about it. Regal is running all these old great movies over the next month, the month of September, because I think they realize there is nothing coming out. So we're going to try to make as much money as we possibly can. And I think that might be a way for the idea that Jaws grossed $10 million on a weekend, on a Labor Day weekend in 2025 just blows my mind. That and people were coming out of it just going mesmerized by like how great it was. Not real. I was talking to some kids coming out of the screening I went to, and they were talking about they were young. They were super young. I think it was the first time they'd ever seen the movie. And they were talking about the Quint Indianapolis monologue. And I'm like,
written by John Midian.
Yeah, well, they were talking about that monologue, and they were talking about like how it didn't feel like a screenwriter. And I'm like, because it wasn't. There's fights about what that. I was like, it wasn't the screenwriter that did it. It was partially, Quint, taking it and making it his own, and he writing it himself while he was drunk out of his mind, where he was like writing little notes to himself about how to do the speech and how he wanted it done. There's so much controversy about it. They didn't know about the controversy.
Right.
They were like, it's the first time we'd ever seen it. And
I was like, with Jaws, I mean, if you think about it, $10 million is great to knock out these other movies and for a 50-year-old movie. But if you think about it, all the hype that they've been doing over the last few months about it coming out, it probably should have made more money. But $10 million is still,
it's the end of the week, so we'll see how long. Like
Labor Day weekend, people going in, But to answer what you stated, the speech, there's a few things out there, a few rumors. One of them was there's a backstory. Supposedly, Robert Shaw's. I don't know if he was actually in the service, but he was, from what I heard, part of the USS Indianapolis. And when Spielberg heard about that, when they were doing it, he wanted a speech like that. So he turned to director and screenwriter John Milius to write something, and he ended up writing 11 pages. And the other guys, Richard Dreyfuss and Roy Scheider, did not know about all that, how many pages it was. They just gave it to Robert Shaw. He memorized it. That's why at one point, when he's telling the story and the camera is going on them, they both look at each other like, are we going to call cut? Where's he going with this?
How far is
really
this
see it in their eyes that they
it's definitely there.
But it's fantastic. It's still a fantastic film. I mean, there's things with the anniversary, the way they dubbed everything, the Dolby and all. You hear things more on the big screen than I never heard the line about when Richard Dreyfuss was opening up his shirt and Roy Scheider says, "What are you going to show us? Your sweater?" I never heard that.
I noticed a couple. Yeah, that's a great line. I noticed a couple things. Like, this is going to sound weird, but Pippet, the dog that everybody thought that the shark ate, Pippet's he's on the bridge. As it's tracking when they go from one scene where they're going from running from the Pippet's sitting on the bridge.
Right.
Like, the dog is sitting there. So the dog, like, we've always blamed the shark for that dog death, and he did not die.
Right.
He's alive.
Because we were all submerged with Bad Hat Harry.
Yeah, Bad Hat Harry.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those phenomenal movies that also, like, I think the sequence, the things about it that are special are not necessarily. The shark parts are great, but the
thing
that's
better
really,
with age. Yeah,
it gets better with age. The thing that's really great is the small town politics story.
Still the same.
We're living it. So yes, it's there.
Right.
And it's like, Mayor Larry, they think you want the beaches open. You're the mayor of Shark City. Like, you're going to sign this, and we're going to kill the shark. Like, but it was great. I think the interesting thing is going back and seeing all these old movies. Now, you were talking about The Godfather in our green room.
Oh,
how important is The Godfather to a guy that grows up in Brooklyn? How important?
It was important enough to get into a fist fight in junior high school. So
that's what I wanted. This is the story I want to hear, Church.
So it was junior high school 119 in Glendale. We're in the back of the classroom. It was a social studies classroom, and my teacher, who I still talk to on Facebook, David Rosen, who was also the dean. There was this kid, I'm not going to say his name in case he listens. He was kind of like the bully of the school, and I don't want to give him any credit and all, but he was kind of the bully. I'm sitting in the back of the class, and he turns around and he says, "Hey, I rented The Godfather." I said, "So?" So he's like, "Yeah, I rented them, all four of them." I looked at him and I said, "There's only two Godfathers."
What do you mean, four?
I said, "There's only two Godfathers." He goes, "Don't tell me. I rented all four." I said, "You're a fucking idiot. You probably rented 4 videotapes."
I knew we were going to be friends. I didn't know we were going to be fast friends.
So I said, I know. So I said to him, because this was VHS time, and I said, "You rented Godfather and Godfather 2. Each one is 2 tapes." "Don't tell me." And he gets up. and he's standing. I'm still sitting in my chair. He's standing next to me, and he's going on and on and on and on and on. And I just said, "You're an asshole. Go sit down." And he said, "What did you say?" So I repeated because I didn't know if So my dean, the dean,
were great in the
he
room.
ends up closing the door and closes the shade, and he says, "You want to fight? Fight." And I said, "Who says that?" And just as I said that, this kid sucker punched me in the back of the head. Right? I didn't even turn. I just grabbed him, my left hand by his shirt, and I gave him like 3 shots to the face, knocked him down. All his friends were, cheering for me. And all I realized, I was defending the Godfather. And then at the end of the day, I realized that people were like, "Oh, I knocked the bully down. I beat the bully."
You were defending the whole school.
Yeah.
You were defending everything.
Here's what's great. You got expelled, and my parents had to come up in the morning, and I went back to class the next
You literally took the cannoli and left the gun.
That's right.
And in the background, all the teachers and
these were the guns. Yeah,
they gave me the slow cat.
Thank God.
I opened the door. I saw Ducky, and I saw lady. What's her name? Molly Ringwald, whatever the hell. What's
not Ringworm? Ringwald.
Molly Ringwald. There you go. Sorry, Molly.
It reminds me of 3 o'clock high with the teacher. Don't look this up, Mitchell.
I think it's funny.
Was it Casey Siemaszko, who was also in Back to the Future?
Casey Siemaszko, yeah, he played one of the bullies in Back to the Future.
He was the kid with the 3D glasses.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He's one of Biff's underlings, as well as Billy Zane.
Billy Zane. Awesome.
Yeah, Billy. There's an audition tape floating around of Billy Zane reading for Biff. The idea that Billy Zane didn't get Biff is kind of an amazing story. He didn't look good in the makeup, apparently. Anyway,
he's but he's got the Titanic, so
yeah, he's also got one of the most underrated '90s horror films. He's got Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight.
I'm glad you were going to say that. I thought you were going to go with his superhero film, and I was going to.
No.
Oh, Phantom?
No. Nobody's going to praise the Phantom. Although it's not as bad as. It's not. It's awful.
It's as bad as like watching back to back. What is his name? The one with Alan Quarterman in The Lost City. It's like watching that.
Oh, The Lost City of Gold. Yeah.
The terrible '80s movies that tried.
What the hell was his name? My grandmother had a crush on that guy.
Richard Chamberlain was his
name.
Richard Chamberlain, kids, and I think Sharon Stone's in one of those.
Quartermain. That's Alan
Quartermain. That's right.
This is a good one.
I remember those movies.
What's worse?
I just revisited Blood Beach, and what a good movie. Yeah. But then you look back at it, nostalgia, and say, what a good movie. Then you watch and you're like, wow, this movie
cool poster though. The
great poster. Great. Burt Young, they look like he was shooting it while he was shooting Rocky. He had the same hat, the same thing.
My dad.
What do you mean? I just got off the other set.
My dad used to run a theater in Monticello, New York, and we met the 2 people that we met that were big. First off, Joe Turkel was from Monticello, so I've told the story on the show. But Joe Turkel, my dad knew from St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Like he was, character actor. He played Lloyd the bartender in The Shining.
Yeah.
So my dad, when he ran this theater, he put Joe Turkel's name up on the marquee so that his whole family could come down and take pictures with him. And Joe Turkel came back the following summer, and he's sitting in my dad's office, and I'm sitting next to him, and he's got this jacket on, and it's gold, and it's got red, and it's beautiful. And he turns, and I look at the back, and it says Blade Runner set jacket. And I was like, oh. And then, following summer, Blade Runner came out. It was just one of the great movies.
He had a good role in that too.
Oh, Terrell, he's tremendous. But the idea of these older actors, some of these older actors like Burt Young, we met Burt Young. Burt Young was training with, I can't remember his name. A boxer. He was training with a boxer in the Catskills. Jerry Cooney. It was Jerry Cooney.
I met Jerry Cooney.
Jerry Cooney.
He used to live in Northport.
Yeah, it was when Jerry Cooney was training to fight Larry
Holmes. I met him right before he fought Larry Holmes, and then I don't tell everybody I met him.
Then it was kind of over really quick. But
Really
Burt Young came to our theater, and it was right around the time of Rocky III.
Jerry Cooney had a great fight style, and then when he fought Larry Holmes, he fought him completely different. It was kind of like going back to Rocky II.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was completely different, and then that's probably why he got his ass handed to him. But
so Larry Holmes had a killer jab, so
Larry Holmes that's all he really had though, was the jab. But let's talk about somebody that you've worked with that I'm curious to find out if he's
Anson Williams. No,
Anson Williams is fantastic. I watched your Potsy interview. The Potsy interview is one of the coolest things I watched with you in this preparation for this episode. I was going to ask
you see him in our next film,
this
Three
guy.
Full of Pigs. Hey, buddy, my buddy Bill.
Is Goldberg as nice as he seems to be in real life?
100%.
He seems like a stand-up cool guy. And you did
that was my favorite part about doing Checkpoint was working with Bill Goldberg.
Yeah, it's you know what I think from my perspective.
I just watched that.
Do you enjoy the action movies more than you enjoy the horror movies? Because you do both.
I like
the action movies more.
Well, to end, I guess it goes back to one of your first questions that I probably didn't answer.
That's okay.
I love doing thrillers. I love action thrillers. I love horror thrillers. I love making people feel, giving them, kind of like the edge of their seat type thing. But I also love doing family films, believe it or not. I love doing Christmas movies. So those are the four styles that, with my company, Churchill Productions, we've been focused on doing horror, action, family. Thank you. Family and Christmas. And what's crazy is we have a project that we are in developing. It's like it's a raunchy romantic comedy, and that'll be my first romantic comedy. Well, I consider Night Carnage a romantic horror film. But
you got werewolves and you got vampires.
But there's a lot of humor in that too.
Always werewolves and vampires.
Yeah.
Why can't they all just get along?
Yeah. It's like Big Freaking Rat is like a big comedy.
Big Freaking Rat reminds me so much. There was an 80s Stephen King movie that came out called Graveyard Shift.
Oh yeah.
It reminds me so much of that movie.
Is it that bad?
No, it's not. No, I didn't mean it like that.
Listen, I have to tell.
I enjoy Graveyard Shift.
But let me explain something to anybody that's listening out there. Filmmakers do not set out to make bad movies. As a filmmaker, we have every intentions of creating what's on the paper and putting it out there. Unfortunately, there are times where the powers that be and people you're making movies for, or studios, or whoever it is, there's a lot of hands that go into that cookie jar when you're done. And sometimes it is, sorry, try to be.
No, you're
you
being,
want to get in the fight with that bully, right?
You're being diplomatic.
Fight with the bully.
Sometimes it works when other hands are in it, and it can kind of tweak a few things. And then sometimes people put things or do things in the film just to let you know that they're the boss.
Yeah,
and you walk away scratching your head, say, "No, why is this here? Why is this scene here?"
Don't lie. You walk away saying, "Son of a bitch."
Well, moving forward with the next slate,
there's only two Godfathers.
There's only two Godfathers.
There actually is only two.
Well, actually, did you see the Godfather Coda?
The Coda was actually really good.
It is still the weakest Godfather, but still fantastic.
right. It's not as bad as the.
Is that the one that merges all three together?
No. They did that on television. They did that with the two of them. And HBO did three of them too. It's kind of like saying Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. The first 15 minutes was fantastic.
Yeah, I don't hate Dial of Destiny. I'm an Indiana Jones guy. I was my first real.
The CGI sucked.
But if you're going to de-age him, if you're going to de-age an 80-something-year-old man, you need to play with the voice too, because young guys don't sound like this.
They don't sound grumpy. I don't hate Dial of Destiny. I've told everybody on the show I don't hate it. I don't hate Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
They shouldn't have put the girl in. They should have did Short Round one last time. It should have been Short Round in it.
It would have been perfect. It would have been hot.
It would have been amazing.
Coming off of everything, everywhere, all at once. Let's talk. I want to talk a little bit about this because it's one of the most interesting things you do.
Oh, Church's Hollywood Moments.
Oh, did it come up? Okay.
It's flashing. I felt like we were in the 70s.
We're flashing back and forth. I also want to talk to you about. I've watched. Okay, so I do this show on Tuesday nights where we act all nerdy and talk about stupid things and fight about things and do all kinds of stuff. But I also do a movie on Monday nights on the network called Generation Movie, and we go in depth on one movie a week, and like we pick things and we go all over the place. I enjoy your reviews of the recent movies. You have 4 or 5 up.
Right.
And you had a really good review of Longlegs that I really enjoyed because I thought you got the movie, and I don't know that everybody gets it. So that's good for me. Because sometimes when I'm watching movies, because I watch with such a I was raised on, learning everything, knowing about movies. I watched Lawrence of Arabia with my dad in 70mm when I was 10. You know what I mean? So I'm like a crazy person. And so what I enjoy about your film critiques is that you actually you and I have similar things. The idea that Nicolas Cage is the most terrifying he's ever been on screen in Longlegs. I love that you got that. And I love that, it's a sing-songy performance. It's a really crisp.
I loved him. In that. I thought the movie was good. I mean, there could have been a few things where they could have went more in, but overall, listen, Osgood Perkins turned out to be a pretty cool horror director.
Fantastic horror.
I mean, following in his dad's footsteps, which you only see him in Psycho.
Anthony Perkins, yeah.
Oh, I loved Anthony Perkins.
Oh my God, Anthony Perkins.
You know what's great that came out of Longlegs? It was a trailer that I have it on my queue to watch, but I haven't seen it yet. A movie called Cuckoo. Did you see that yet?
Yes, I've seen Cuckoo. Yes.
Is it any good?
It's really
okay.
You're gonna love it.
The trailer freaked me out. I was like, I gotta see this movie.
You won't. It's one of those. I feel like this generation of horror films that's been coming out, like the Neon, the A24s. I feel not knowing anything and going in is the best way to go. I think you'll love it. It has a really good hook, and when the hook lands, and it embeds in your skin and rips, you'll understand. You'll understand.
I enjoyed Hush, the movie Hush, not
the movie Hush.
Let's.
When you're not going to mention.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I got a question, Church.
Deaf lady.
What are you doing?
Tape.
What are you doing,
Church,
man?
For the indie filmmakers out there.
Yes,
I'm curious. You've been doing this for
I'm kidding. We can talk about whatever.
2 decades. Did you run into more drama and backstabbing in your indie career at the beginning, middle, or where you are now?
I think it's the all of the above.
That's a great question. Because sometimes
it's been getting bad out there.
Sometimes our true enemy does not show their face, but you feel their dagger and you know where it's coming from. I think as you get a little bit of success, you get a lot of drama But the great thing about our company and what my partner Alexandra Zurich Hunt and I do is we vet out everything, and we work with special groups. Not special groups. Like we all our people are kind of like all-star team, and we'll hear good things about this person or that person. The minute there's drama on my set, we cut it and we move forward. We move on because, for a short period of time, we're all being creative. I don't need he said, she said crap. So and the minute we got that, it's gone, it's done. They're either talking to or released, and we find someone new. But it's as in the earliest stages of my career, it was more about feeling someone's shoe on your neck while you were helping them do something, and then next thing you know, you got a shoe on your neck, and you're like, "Whoa, how did this happen?" Hence, a project that I didn't want to talk about. So
we're not going to talk about it. We're gonna move on.
But I do feel as you get into different realms. Look, there's politics in every level of filmmaking. Every level. The whole thing is when you're working with a good team, you want to stay with a good team. You vet them out before you bring them into your circle because, again, I consider my film team my family. And I got a tattoo that says family is forever. The family doesn't have to be just blood. It's how the respect, how we all treat each other. Every day, we always do a safety meeting on set, and I always talk about everybody's job is equally important. It doesn't matter if you're a key PA, or the executive producer, or myself. Everybody's job, we're all here to make a particular product. So everybody's job is equally important. So the respect factor will be present at all time because it just takes one to start rocking the boat. And I don't agree with that. I think a happy set has a great outcome, and then people like to go to work. They want to work with you and stuff. So I look forward to that. Anybody that has, you hear about drama or this person and this person and this person, a lot of the drama you would hear with me is either I didn't hire someone, didn't work with them, cut them off or whatever. And then I'm
going to tell you this right now from us.
Yeah.
The three of us understand exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
You get from the same generation.
Did you get the same shoe? Is it the same shoe?
It's probably the same fucking ballpark. It's probably the same game, but it's one of those things. The only thing
listen, at the end of the day, you just continue to do what you love, Right,
and all you have is yourself. All you have is your integrity and your thing. And it hits closer. It hits closer than we would like. The three of us would like to admit at any point during this.
I just got interviewed yesterday from a great guy who's has a show in Ireland, and one of the things I said to him is, your first audience is you, so you got to kind of make sure everything starts cool here. Whether it's, how you're going to do things, you set the tone with you. How you're going to write something, how you're going to shoot it, how you're going to direct it, how you're going to tell this story. And then as it bleeds into the production, then everybody else sees the tone that you set and they respect it. So it's all about, again, integrity, respect, and just, trustworthy people. That's what I look for when I'm working with people.
I love that. Quick question for you.
Sure.
One of the other
reviews, doesn't have to be quick. We got time.
We got time. The other review you did that I found fascinating.
Is it the pizza one? I want to know what the pizza one was. I got to go watch that.
Ask your question about the pizza. Do your question about the pizza, so I can talk to him about important stuff.
Well, no, I can't. I don't want to. I got to go watch
Pizza's
it.
pretty important.
Else has to go watch it.
Make sure you subscribe too.
When up in New York, all the best pizza joints ended in let's see, Ellie's. So either Branch and Ellie's, Iron Ellie's.
No, not on. Being in New York, like I said in the video, is I was just going to Saturday to my neighborhood pizza, and that was the best to me. But then, as you start learning different places here and there, one of my other producing partners, when I was coming in, he goes, "Hey, we should do that pizza tour we were talking about," because he grew up in New York, and we still didn't have, this is the best pizza ever. Because if somebody asked me what's the best pizza, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So I did it on my own with him, and we went to 6 of the top 6 places that was voted by other people. The top 6.
Have you been to Nipa? Have you tried Nipa pizza?
No, that wasn't in the top 6 in my.
The old Ford's,
were any of them in Manhattan?
Yes, there was a couple
Old Ford's
in Manhattan.
Pizza.
Joe's Pizza is a good one in Bleecker and Carmine Street, down in the Village. And then, you got Prince Street Pizza is pretty good, but that's not they're in the top 6, but you got to watch the video for me to tell you what the number 1 is.
Sean, I agree. At least on Long Island.
What about Jersey?
Or on the island.
Hey, Sean, I thought it was the same thing, the New York water. I heard that's an old wives' tale.
Oh, wow. Do you know, Church, down here, we have a place called Brooklyn Bagel that literally brings water down from Long Island.
From New York. Yeah, that's true.
From what?
Well, the water fucking sucks here. It absolutely sucks. And the pizza sucks. Everything sucks down here. Anyway, I'm in Florida with Joe. So we're about...
Yeah, your water in Florida tastes like syrup.
Now it tastes like chlorine.
But,
man, I have a well.
You did a review of Beverly Hills Cop 4. Axel F.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Can I ask a question?
Yes.
This Netflix thing where we're not releasing movies to theaters is boggling my mind.
Yes.
I know they just want to stream stuff, and I know Eddie Murphy signed up with some of these streamers. But we were talking about it 2 weeks ago. Eddie Murphy is one of the few bankable people on this planet. If you want butts and seats, you release Axel F to theaters. You release The Pickup to theaters. Even if it's semi-good Eddie Murphy, it's still better than half the stuff we're getting.
Coming to America 2.
Coming to America 2 was fine. It wasn't as good as the original, and nothing's going.
To answer your question, I got a chance to see Beverly Hills Cop in the theater. Axel F. So I was able to see it in the theater, and I actually got to see it with the guy who directed it. It was one of the things, one of the perks about being part of one of the guilds. You get to see, movies in the theater or private screenings and all. So I was able to see that in the theater and The Irishman in the theater. And The Irishman, I'll never get that time back. I wish I would have watched it on that show. That's another thing about the going back to de-aging. De Niro looked great, but
De Niro,
the hell out of the guy on the floor, it looked like an 80-year-old guy kicking a young guy on the floor. Here's a trivia question for you guys. Yeah. So there's a church, St. Matthias Church, that's in Queens. It's in Ridgewood. It's on Catalpa Avenue. There's 3 film companies that shot there. One of them, they cut the scene, so I don't even talk about it, but it was a scene in the movie The Dogs of War that had Christopher Walken in. So they never shot it. So 110-year-old church, there's only 2 directors that ever filmed inside that church. Myself with The Emerging Past and Martin Scorsese with The Irishman.
That's interesting.
It's kind of cool.
That's cool as hell, man.
That's super cool. Okay, so one of the things before we let you go, one of the things we do with our guests.
I'm having fun. We can stay longer. No,
okay, that's cool. That's fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to ask some questions now that I'm curious about, because we have a lot of mutual friends and acquaintances.
Sure.
So, like
do it.
Jimmy Starr and Ron Russell. You have a good relationship? Oh. Okay.
Jimmy Starr and Ron Russell, you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying who, like, no.
No, it went out.
Sorry.
Ron is in Big Freaking Rat.
Good guys. They have a show as well that we're all fans of. What else I see pictures of? Marilyn Gigliotti from Clerks. Saw a picture of you with her. She's a friend of our show.
She just moved back to the East Coast. Marilyn.
That's right. Carolina. That's right. And so there was a picture of you hanging out with Hellboy, man.
Ron?
Yeah.
I was fortunate to direct a tiny little short for a friend of mine who was in a movie Nation's Fire that I did, and she wanted Ron. She said, "Are you okay if I ask Ron to be in the film?" And I said, "Ron who?" And then she said, "Ron Perlman." And I said, "I'm okay. Is he going to be okay with me?"
I mean, your immediate response should have been, "No, fuck Ron."
Yeah. I didn't like Beauty and the Beast. Fuck him. No. No, I thought
you do like him as Hellboy, so let's not fuck around.
I did like him in Sons of Anarchy too.
He was great in Blade too as well.
We had a cigar together. He's a good guy, nice guy. Would I work with him again? Probably. Maybe a few people at a checkpoint. I may pass, but not Goldberg. I would work with Goldberg tomorrow again.
What are you? So you're working on a raunchy comedy. What else are you looking?
Well, I didn't write it. It's in development with our company that we're working on. But we have two films that. There's two films that are set to come out. They're kind of like finishing up from a group I was working with. One of them is kind of like one of my favorite films that I've done, called The Salem Chronicles, and I'm hoping that when that comes out, it still looks like how I left it. But it's kind of like a
damn
Rosemary.
You executive producers.
No, it was not executive producer.
First you, foot on neck.
Foot on neck, it's big. But Salem Chronicles is a movie about witches, and it's kind of like Rosemary's Baby. Then there's the two films that I'm very, very proud of that are finished. One's called The Three Killer Pigs, that we did with Anson Williams, Brian Austin Green, Shauna Burgess, William McNamara, Robert Losato. God, there's still I'm missing people.
When is that coming out?
Well, we are finishing up the last week of post with it. Sadie Katz is in the film too.
Sadie's awesome. I love Sadie.
Yeah, I love Sadie. There's a lot of it's one of my favorite films. It's a revenge flick called The Three Killer Pigs.
So you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to hold you to having some of the cast on with you before it comes out, so we can plug the hell out of it.
Well, there's 26 companies that's interested in distribution for it, so we're really excited about it. And it's finishing up post. We're just finishing up the last of the coloring.
Right,
and
so
we have a
early
movie
next
called
year.
Waxman.
You also have Giallo person doing the score, right?
Yes.
So you are.
I'm glad you said the movie Giallo.
Yeah. I said it right?
No, you did.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. We keep going back there, but it's okay. Yes, Marco Werba is amazing as a composer. I was literally I was literally on the phone with him right before we got onto this call, just to tweak a little bit with. He did the score for the 3 Killer Pigs. I wanted to do for the first time in my career, I wanted to do something that truly we were able to be 100% involved, where there was no extra hands. I wanted to tell a homage to Dario Argento. So I wanted to do a stylized Italian-styled horror film, and I believe we achieved it. I'm very happy. I think the fans are going to love it. It's gory as hell, scary, fun.
Love that stuff. Argento, Fulci, love that stuff.
I expect death by bricks, straw. Better be good deaths if you're bringing out the Killer Pigs. The Anson Williams thing is kind of fun. That interview you did with him is stellar. I recommend it to anybody because he seems like such a kind soul that is like, he seems like what you get out of the interview is he realizes he was Potsy on Happy Days and he will never live it. Like he's never going to be anything for a lot of folks, but he's so kind about it that his heart is so warm that he's just that people are fans of his.
Oh yeah, we have Don Most on our show at one
Another
point.
Great guy. He was afraid of my script. I was going to have
really. It would have been great to have them. Yes, that would have been amazing.
We're planning to do something like because Anson, because I know one of my favorite Don Most movies is a movie called Leo and Laurie. It's a romantic comedy movie with him and Linda Pearl, and how fate had it. I was Anson's wife wrote a fantastic play that we went to go see based on her book called Mama and Crazy Mama. I'm sorry, and Linda Pearl was the main actress on stage. So Don knows that that's my favorite movie, as a romantic, type of movie. So at the after party, he grabs me by my wrist and he goes, "Come here for a minute." So he brings me over to Linda and he says, "Guess what his favorite romantic film is?" And she looked over and she's like, "What?" And he says, "Ours." So I have a cool picture with them that was kind of like, it was like, oh my gosh, this is really happening type thing.
Yeah, it's a surreal moment for when you meet.
But
that's
Anson, when you see Anson in 3 Killer Pigs, it's gonna blow your mind. So Anson read my script. We've been friends for about 5 years, and he hasn't really acted in a long time. He's a big director. He think of he's
behind the scenes of a lot of stuff.
Every major hit that was on TV, Anson had something to do with it. Sequest, Baywatch, 90210, what the hell was that? The one with Robert Carradine. Oh, he's in our film too. I forgot about him. Not Jerry Maguire. Lizzie McGuire. He did Lizzie McGuire as well, and Sabrina the Teenage Witch. He's the director and a lot of creating on that. So he hasn't really acted in a good minute. So when he read my script, he says, "Wow, this is ambitious." And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "It's a hoot." He goes, "I'm in. Just tell me how you're going to do it." Because everybody, when you read the script, they all want to know, how am I going to do the pigs? That's all I'm going to say.
How are you going to do the pigs is the question.
Well, you got to watch.
Watch the movie to find out. That's it.
So we gotta. Everybody's been. So like I said, there's 26 companies that saw the trailer. We have a trailer for that, and we also have a trailer for Waxman, but I'm not releasing them yet. Waxman is another project that's dear to my heart. It's it's very old school style slasher movie, but. Think if you took Freddy Krueger and the Candyman and you mixed them together and added this other thing that we bring to the table. It was a fun film to do. both movies are planned to be franchises, so we're pretty excited about it. And we got Frank Stallone. I got a chance to direct Frank Stallone in Waxman. So,
is he going to do any singing?
Nice.
Well, not in this one, but I did tell him, hey, man, me and you working together, it's far from over. He liked that.
His band played a lot at Chiller Theater. They used to play, I don't know if they still do or not, but.
Frank Stallone or G. Tom Mack?
Frank.
Oh.
They performed at Chiller Theater a few times.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think it's a G. Tom Mack.
That is interesting.
So I got a question about.
Go ahead. Oh, sorry.
The question about the upcoming Christmas raunch movie. I mean, is it going to be as raunchy as like Bad Santa or?
Oh no! It's a romantic comedy. It's.
I thought you said a raunchy romantic comedy.
No, it is. So 3 Killer Pigs is a Christmas movie because it's set during Christmas time.
Oh.
So it could be a Christmas movie, or you can. So what's cool about that is you can watch it on Halloween and Christmas.
Die Hard, a Christmas movie, yeah.
Yes. So is Lethal Weapon.
And so is Batman Returns and Gremlins.
That's right. Which they filmed in the.
You passed all your tests.
But wait, here's the thing with the square in Gremlins is also the Clock Tower Square. You know that, right?
Yeah. No. I know Rock and Ricky Rialto. Yes.
We've had Zach on the show. He's
I think what's interesting is I think the sheer volume of people that we don't like is probably the same. Like it's anyway. Okay, so like the same. Okay, so one of the things we do when we have people on, we ask questions. I ask a series of questions that it's a little bit like I like Colbert. I like the Colbert questionnaire. So it's a little bit like that. It's called the Inquisition, the Indie Escape Inquisition. I'm gonna give it to you now. We're gonna do it. It's
yes,
fun.
I like Donnie and Marie.
Who doesn't? Especially Marie.
Absolutely. So it's 9 questions to see Church's soul.
Oh boy.
Yeah, here we go. What's your favorite movie?
I don't like it. What?
What's your favorite Donnie song? Soldier of Love?
Stop. What's your favorite movie of all time?
Puppy Love. No. My favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
Now this is where I flip it and say of what genre.
No.
Smart.
That is smart.
Just all time.
Yeah, it's all time.
You're on a deserted island.
I can't answer it either.
I'll give you mine. Everybody knows mine. Mine's Raiders of the Lost Ark. I saw it when I was 7.
Very long.
Yes. I saw it when I was 7. My dad ran a theater in Monticello. We were talking about it. I saw it when I was 7. I saw it early because they had to test the print. So I saw it before everybody else.
Okay.
And I was hooked.
So my favorite, I can't answer that because it has to be genres. So if I'm on an island and I have to take a movie with me, I'm going to take the worst movie of all time that every time it's on, it's like a train wreck, and I still find myself watching it, and I can't stand it. But every time it's on, I just put the remote down and I'm watching it because I guess I'm trying to understand why I hate it so much. Is Beverly Hills Cop 3. So I would take that with me to the island just to make sure I'm still alive, and I got my mind.
Okay. That movie makes no fucking sense on any level. No,
it's terrible.
It's awful.
There's cameos of directors that nobody knows.
Listen, it'll keep him alive wondering why he doesn't like it.
Yeah, exactly. He'll like bond with it. I could see it like drawing a face on it, trying to do like a Wilson.
I'll put a handprint on it. That'll be my what the hell was
Wilson? Wilson. Yeah. What's your favorite sandwich?
My favorite sandwich? It's got to be any type of Italian sandwich. Like you go in, if Jersey Mike's has an Italian sandwich, but if I'm going to do it all up, a lot of Italian cold cuts, some Genoa salami.
Perfect. That is absolutely perfect.
What about the prosciutto?
And you don't put mayonnaise on salami. I got to just tell people that.
What?
Okay.
Italian hoagie.
Fair. What's your favorite TV show of all time?
Little House on the Prairie. No, I'm kidding. No, my favorite TV show of all time, I guess.
Michael Landon.
I'm gonna say Miami Vice.
Okay.
You know why that show was canceled, right?
Yeah. No.
Oh, yeah. That show was finally canceled because they ran out of names for cocaine.
Really?
Get out of here. Stop. Hey,
They had a new drug every week. I mean, come on. How many more drugs can you have?
You're ruining my Inquisition. What's your favorite song?
My favorite song? Can I get back to that one? Let's go to the next. We'll go back to that.
We can come back. What's your favorite curse word?
No. You know what? My favorite song is Sinatra, My Way.
My Way.
There you go.
What's your favorite curse word?
Am I allowed to say it here?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, you can.
I'm sorry if anybody's listening, but it has to be. It's the C word, but you got to put the F word in front of it.
Okay, so just say fucking cunt then.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Everybody could be. Here's the cool thing about saying fucking cunt. It could go to anybody.
You go to anybody. You go to anybody, and you're also.
There are so many fucking cunts out there. It's
you
crazy.
also there is, and you can also you're also trying to nurse relations with the UK when you say it. Because they say it all the time. They say way more than we do.
Right. It's not exclusive to people. You could call that to inanimate objects too.
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
I wish I was on the actor's studio because I would have loved to have told James Woodson that.
That's what I'm saying. What's your favorite smell?
My fart. No, I'm kidding. I'm really kidding. No. My favorite smell. I love the smell. It's crazy. I love the smell of gasoline and tar, and also fresh bread. Those are my
Church. Two out of three of those are really weird, man.
I like the smell of regular gasoline, not unleaded. Gasoline. Back in the day,
not unleaded.
Regular gas smelled like almondy.
What is your least favorite thing to hear?
Sound wise?
No. It's a thought.
When an actor tells me that their character, they don't see their character doing a particular thing that I wrote, and I was like,
you know what? I wrote down. I'm going to tell you point blank. I wrote down he's going to say something about an actor's ego or something. Like just something.
I love actors, but it just one of my pet peeves is when an actor does tell me, because it happens quite often where I don't see my character wouldn't do that. It's like, bro, I wrote your character, I birthed your character, so your character would do that.
I'm telling your fucking character would do it. Now get in the fucking scene.
Now get in there.
What is your favorite fictional character? Doesn't have to be a movie. It can be anything.
My favorite fictional character. I guess it would be it would either be Indy or James Bond.
Okay.
It definitely wouldn't be Sheriff Church.
Jesus Christ. You say you don't want to do it, and you keep on pulling yourself back in. It's like the Godfather.
Just when they want. No, I did like Sheriff Church. But I don't. I guess if I had to choose between Indy and James Bond, would probably be James Bond.
Bond. We do a Bond thing on Generation Movie. So I
love Bond. I just think all the Bonds. I don't like what they're going to do next, but
do we have a definitive answer on what the TV show on Amazon?
They're going to make them. They're supposed to be going a lot younger, so it's
definitely gonna be a much younger actor. But I do like Denis Villeneuve, right? I like him as a director.
Jimmy Bond.
I do like that they got the writer, one of the British writers that's really good. But
now think about who you think, because ultimately it's the director's choice as well. So if who do you think he's going to pick?
I don't look. I think it could be something as weird as Holland, but Holland.
No, I think if it's up to him, it's going to go with Timothée Chalamet.
No, I don't think it's going to be Chalamet. He just doesn't fit it. I love him, but he doesn't fit it.
I'll tell you who would be a good Bond would be the dude that they kind of pulled him out from being Superman. What's
Cavill.
his name? Henry Cavill. He'd be a good Bond.
Cavill would be a good Bond. Cavill's there's an audition tape out there for him for Casino Royale, where he's doing the scenes that Craig eventually did. He's not bad. I think he might skew a little older.
To me, Daniel Craig is equally as Sean Connery. He proved himself.
Craig and Connery are interchangeable, and like I grew up in Roger Moore Bonds.
I was going to say, then Roger Moore and Pierce Brosnan to me are together. What's his name?
Dalton was a mistake.
Yeah,
he was the ugly Bond.
You know who was good? Who didn't only got one chance? Lazenby was good. It just.
Well, you heard what happened to him, right?
Yes. Go ahead, tell the story.
How about Remington Steele?
Yeah.
No, Lazenby.
Because Sean Connery left and he wanted more money, and they ended up
they cast Lazenby,
and this guy went through all his money because he was so excited that he signed a multiple picture deal. So he just blew through everything, and then they did one movie, and then right after that, while he was making that movie, Connery came back. So imagine the guy just wrapped the film, and they said, "You know what?"
And it's a good
By
Bond.
the way,
like it's a good Bond. It's a solid Bond.
They should have stapled his ears to his head, though. His ears stuck out for James.
Here's your next question. Where do you want to be in 5 years?
Of course, I would be on the Indie Escape Network. You like that one? No.
My answer would be on a deserted island with a few hot blondes. But
you had me out of court.
With Beverly Hills Cop 3.
No, I would be watching Beverly Hills Cop 3, still trying to understand why they made it.
What the fuck happened? Okay,
That's
last question.
equivalent to watching Jar Jar Binks as James Bond.
This is the question, the end all question. It's a binomial choice. The Munsters or the Addams Family?
Munsters.
The first one. You're the first fucking one.
You know it's crazy though.
You pain me.
The studio I work out of, Addams Family, was birthed there.
Really?
So they shot the original Addams Family there, and the first 2 years of I Love Lucy and Mr. Ed and Lone Ranger and Petticoat Junction. It's pretty cool, but I do like the Addams Family, but it was just something up. I kind of grew up more with the Munsters. It was, I guess I had I loved Marilyn in it, and I always wanted
everybody wanted Marilyn. Like, why is she not
Eddie Munster's toy, the little Wolfie doll that he
had. The werewolf.
Okay, so Church, where can people find you? Where can people find about your movies, Three Little Pigs? Where can people find Three Killer Pigs?
Killer, not little.
Look, they were eventually little. Now they're going to be bigger. Just fucking relax, everybody. It was a mistake. It was a mistake.
Yeah, but the important question is, Church, how are you doing the pigs?
How are you doing the pigs?
You got to watch the movie.
Where can people find your shit? Where can people find your reviews? I want you to do more reviews. That's another thing I'm going to ask you. I want you to do more reviews.
A lot of people
want to
tell
come
me
and do it with me. I'll do them with you.
So they can go to Church's Hollywood Moments on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and the notify button, and then you'll get notified every time I put up a video. I got social media. You can find me on Instagram or Facebook or my website, churchillproductions.com. What a quicker thing is, I don't know what people always go on, so just throw my name in Google and everything comes up of where you can kind of check me out at.
What's the best movie you've seen this year? What's your favorite movie this year? Do you have anything that's
I just watched a movie that I missed in the theater, and I just watched it last night, and I thought it was really good. It was well made. There was maybe a little section that I was really critiquing, like, but then I learned one of my guys was the makeup artist on it. So I called him. I was like, bro, where'd you shoot this? He's like, down the block. And I was like, oh, shit. There's a movie called Push. Did you see that?
I have not.
I've heard of that.
It's a pregnant realtor. It's a home invasion film. And the writer is pretty clever because the name of the real estate company was Hitch and Wand. So it was kind of a little tribute to Alfred Hitchcock and James Wan. But it's about a pregnant woman trying to, she's a realtor trying to sell this house. It all takes place in one day. It's up there with, like I said, if you ever seen the movie Hush with the deaf lady that was writing, it's kind of has that feel a little bit, that suspense feel where, you know, the guy's with her. You see him, and you're like, turn around. But it was done. It was done really, really well.
He's in the house. Yeah. Paul's coming. I think it's on Apple. It's Apple TV. Alicia Sands.
Actually, no. Amazon. No. AMC Plus. Shutter or AMC Plus.
I know one thing I'm going to do. One thing I'm going to do when I'm watching your movies. Next time I hear somebody say that favorite curse word of yours, I'm going to know it came from you.
That's amazing.
I'm going to know right where it came from. And I'm going to laugh. As soon as I hear it, I'm going to be like, there it is.
I love saying it. You can listen when you're driving and somebody cuts you off, bam, it's good perfect. Spot. You know, when you're standing in line, or you ever go up the escalator and there's always someone that when they hit the top, they all of a sudden they get fucking cement shoes. They don't know where to go. They're just standing.
Cement shoes.
Bro, you gotta walk. You gotta walk. It's the same people.
That's your godfather.
You go to a fast food restaurant like McDonald's, which I can't eat no more. But if you're standing and you're always looking at the one guy is looking at the menu, it's like, bro, nothing changed here in 20 years. You know, it's
the same cheeseburger and get out of the way.
Just, you know, get the hell out.
Come on. Get the fuck out of my way. So I don't know how important, I don't know how timely you have. We do a couple segments on the show that we would love for you to stay for, but if you can't, we understand.
Listen, I'm all yours. My schedule's with you guys right now.
Okay, well then you're in for the pound and
so much for leaving. Come back for more.
Yeah, I like that he's saying. First thing we do
Wait, what are we pounding? I heard you say something about pounding. What are we pounding?
You're in for a penny, in for a pound.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't say that, but that's what I meant.
Okay.
We do. It came from Jerry's basement. Jerry is in a basement. Jerry has a lot of films in the basement, and every once in a while we prime the pump and figure out what's in Jerry's basement, and also he finds it on a streamer so that everybody can watch it. Jerry, what have you come up with this week for your basement? What's coming up?
This week's movie is Brain Damage.
Brain Damage.
That looks like a weird cover for La Bamba.
Yes.
When you turned it around, I thought it was like La Bamba. I was like,
it's Richie Valens with a giant tumor. Oh my God, it's Paramount. Look at the
Richie.
Okay, so this is an 80s movie. This is a wonderful 80s movie. But it also, like, the director is Frank Henenlotter. And Frank Henenlotter, if you don't know who that is, Frank Henenlotter is one of the great B-movie horror film 80s persons. Basket Case, Brain Damage, Basket Case 2, Frankenhooker, Basket Case 3, Progeny, Bad Biology. And then he made like one of the defining documentaries of the 2010s. He made a movie called Chasing Banksy. So it is a fantastically fun little movie about a brain tumor that it gets out of hand, and the guy starts getting controlled by the brain tumor, and he's basically a host to worm like.
Inject him with
what is on his shoulder? Chemical. It looks like what's on his shoulder?
It's a parasite.
It's a parasite that injects him with a euphoric chemical, like a drug.
Yeah, and then the
before he wants this drug, the parasite says, "I need to eat brains."
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to eat other people's brains if you want to keep getting this
in this gooey stuff.
That looks like my poop.
Like somebody had to do a run on shampoo that day. And basically, it's a brain tumor parasite, like an alien parasite. It wants to eat. It injects him with this venom. He goes for hallucinations, and then the brain parasite controls him and he eats people.
Okay.
It's a funny 80s movie from the same guy that did Basket Case. Where can people find it, Jerry?
This is on YouTube. Straight up YouTube.
Okay.
It's like the box looks like La Bamba meets Eraserhead with one of those soap scrubs. You remember those cartoons with the soap scrubs that's cleaning the toilet? That's what that guy is on his shoulder.
He's a happy little alien parasite.
Scrubbing bubbles.
It's
nice.
It attaches to his spine and then it comes out of his spine when he wants to control him. And he puppets
the voice on it is amazing too.
Who's the voice?
I'm not sure
who the voice, Jerry.
I'm not sure who the voice is.
The voice of Alimer is John Zachary.
Oh, I love him. Who is he?
He was a radio host and personality. He's a horror host. He was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He knew Dick Clark very well. Not a lot of stuff.
Looks like that. You need to see a doctor immediately. I'm worried about you.
Thanks, Sean.
If you're cool,
but he does say, "Love guests like this that are here to have fun." Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
So this is my favorite part of the week. At church, I know you have a penchant for all those old shows that you watch, that you talk about your studio, but we do something here called the Twilight Zone Redux.
Oh wow!
We are going through every episode of the Twilight Zone, episode by episode, one episode a week. We are at season 3, episode 4. And so we are at an episode called The Passers-By, written by the beloved Rod Serling. And the opening monologue goes something like this. As the episode starts, a group of Civil War soldiers walking down a road. Rod Serling says, "The road is the afterwards of the Civil War. It began at Fort Sumter, South Carolina, and ended at a place called Appomattox. It's littered with the residue of broken bodies and shattered dreams." Then there's people talking on the road, and in just a moment, you'll enter a strange province that knows neither north nor south, a place we call the Twilight Zone. So basically, it's all these guys traveling this road of the antebellum South, and there's a lady that has like a plantation that's kind of run down, and she meets another guy who's on crutches, and he sits, and she offers him. He asks for water. She gives him water.
Yep. He's traveling down that road.
He's traveling down the road, and he has a guitar, and the guitar reminds her of her husband who passed away during the war, and they have they're kind of talking and just figuring things out. And the first time things are a little bit spotty, she recognizes this guy, and she's like, "Oh, you're but everybody said you had died." And he loses his hat, and he's traveling down the road, and he says, "I'll say hi to my wife for you." And she picks up his hat, and his hat's covered in blood, and she doesn't think anything of it. And it's the first sign in the Twilight Zone episode that you're in it, and we know something's off.
Right.
As the episode progresses, more people come down the road, various people, and eventually one of the people that comes down is a guy that the guitar player recognizes as somebody who saved his life, or so he thought, during a bombshell that went off, and he was blind, but he had saved him beforehand. So he was a kind soldier from the north that saved the southern soldier, and was like, he ended up paying for it by getting hit by shrapnel, and he ends up being blind. And this is such a wonderful moment of the show, Jerry, right? Where she's on the ground, the guy's on the ground, he's on a horse, and it is a full silhouette shot of just all it is darkness.
Yep, you can't see who it is.
You can't see who it is. You can't see what he is.
It's like Clint Eastwood-ish, right?
It's very, very cool. And it's, something's horrible's lurking in the darkness. And when they finally shine a light, his eye's been blown apart. It's as graphic as you're going to see in a 1960s television show. Because they didn't do heavy graphics. And so he basically tells the guy, the guitar player, I think you know the answer of why we're on this road. And the guitar player, they sleep on it. He goes on his horse, gets a drink, and moves on. He goes down the road. And the next morning, the guitar player gets up and tells the woman, I have to leave. I'm not supposed to be here. She's like, no, you should stay. You should stay. I don't have my husband anymore. He died. And in the moment she says that, down the road comes her husband.
You're alive.
You're alive. I'm so happy you're alive. And, it's just this incredibly tense moment. And the guitar player, who at this point has been the main character in the entire part of the show, walks past them and goes down the road. And she's left, and the husband says, I don't think you're ready, honey, but I want you to come with me. You need to come with me.
We have to go down the road.
We have to go down the road together. And she says, no, you're home. We can rebuild. We can do whatever. And he goes, you remember the illness you had? And her mind's going crazy. Well, I can't stay long, but I want you to come with me. And he starts walking, and she breaks down on the ground and starts crying. As she breaks down on the ground,
and he leaves
to go. And the guitar player is also giving us a hint that he was watching all the people walk down the road, and it's become a drip. It's not all of the people walking down the road, right? And as she falls down to the ground, watching her husband walk off into the distance into this fog that is right out of every Hammer film from the 60s, and it just incredible. This person comes down the road and helps her out and helps her up. And she says, oh, you shouldn't be here. And he's like, we're all on the road.
It's Abraham Lincoln.
It's Abraham Lincoln is on the road. And Abraham Lincoln is, and he tells her, I am the last one on this road. I am the last casualty of this Civil War we've had. And I am the one that has brought everybody with me down this road to get everybody home. And you have to go home too. And the end of the episode is just her running to her husband in the distance. And Abraham Lincoln puts on his hat and walks into the fog. I have never seen this episode
Pretty
before.
Cool.
It's a great fucking episode.
I think I did see that a long time ago. There was like 3 or 4 seasons of Twilight Zone, right?
Oh no, there's 7.
There's like
7 seasons.
Yeah,
the original series.
The original series. Yeah, there's like 7.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of Star Trek.
No. 3 seasons of Star Trek. Produced by Lucy, Desilu Productions.
Yep. What's great? One of my favorite episodes of The Twilight Zone was what we were talking about him earlier. We were talking about Burgess Meredith.
The glasses.
And, with the glasses, with the vault and all, and it's still
Time
eerie.
Time Enough at Last is the name of the episode.
Right.
We've done that. Meredith has been in a lot. Meredith is he's been in like 4 or 5. We've hit some of his big ones.
The other one was good. I forget the name, but there was one where there was a husband and wife owned a store, and they had all the money all the money was like just.
It's a genie. It's a genie episode,
right.
And basically they want money because they gave it. An old lady brought in the genie lamp, and they said you can have anything you want, and he starts asking for things. He gets to the third wish and realizes he just wants his glass to be fixed.
We did that one too. Yeah,
we did that one. But yeah, what we do about the Twilight Zone. My love for the Twilight Zone. I'm a New Year's baby.
Not just you.
Well, no, but our love for the Twilight Zone. But my love for the Twilight Zone grew out of it was on New Year's every year for my birthday, and I would just sit and watch episode after episode.
Isn't it still on?
It's still on. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But when we started doing the show, I was like, I want to do like a deep dive where we watch it every week. So the final tagline for this episode, this fantastic episode, closing narration goes: incident on a dirt road during the month of April, the year 1865. As we've already pointed out, it's a road that won't be found on a map, but it's one of many that lead in and out of the Twilight Zone. Just a great episode. Jamie Farr is in the episode, so it's
Rod
really
Sterling was so ahead of his time with that.
Oh, and not just
what's funny is 90% of people don't even know that he wrote friggin' Planet of the Apes, the original.
And the other thing about him is like this is a '60s show, and the three of us have been working on it and doing these episodes. He is so far ahead of his time with regards to racial stuff, with regards to social inequity. He's ahead of his time on everything. Like it's not just the storytelling. He's ahead of his time as a social warrior. Because when he came back from World War II, he was so incredibly fucked up that he started pouring himself into these cautionary tales where he wanted the world to be a better place.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so yeah, I'm fascinated by him. I would love to see somebody tackle a movie about him.
Well, you can see all the movies. We compare these to the movies that we've grown up.
Well, like this one is The Others. The one that I thought about immediately was The Others, the Nicole Kidman movie, where they don't know there's a ghost. Yeah, it's a great movie, but that she doesn't know she's dead. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
just like The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, no.
You know, I mean, there's such a fake part in The Sixth Sense, and it just annoys the shit out of me every time I see it.
Which part?
There's a scene in the movie where every time he tries to get into the basement, he can't, but then he remembers the table's there, right? Yeah. But there's a scene in the movie where he's in the basement and he looks up and he sees his wife is with somebody else with the car, and he comes running out and chases them down the street. Stay away from my wife. but yet
the whole movie you can't get out. Yeah, it's Shyamalan is a clearly.
I like Shyamalama Ding Dong.
Ding dang.
I think he's an interesting filmmaker who loves the Twilight Zone, but I think he's like one of those filmmakers that is so wrapped up in how big a twist can I make it? Can I make it the biggest twist ever? As opposed to somebody like, for me recently, Jordan Peele or Zach Cregger's, right? Guys that do twisty stuff, but they're not.
Jordan Peele's hit or miss. In my opinion.
I didn't like Nope. I thought Nope, it was so good, and then the UFO to me it just looked like a someone's sheet blowing in the wind. It didn't even look real. It didn't look good. It was just strange.
I think Zach Cregger's is my new guy. Weapons and Barbarian.
I enjoyed both of those films. I thought Weapons. I would say Weapons
is better.
Weapons is probably one of my favorite movies. It's the sleeper hit of the summer.
It is. It's beyond good. Great performances. I told somebody coming out because I'm big. I like Oscar stuff. I do Oscar talk when we get going into September, October, November, December. I love Oscar talk. I love the Oscars. I watched the Oscars when I was a kid. I had the day off from school when I watched.
We were broadcasting live with the Oscars when Will Smith
happened. When the slap happened, it was fucking crazy. But I love the Oscars, and I was like, this is the first year where like 2 or 3 horror films could get nominated, where for Best Picture. Just in the I think Sinners is going to be up there. I think Weapons has a shot.
Sinners, I enjoyed Sinners, but it's more of a it's from dusk till dawn, man.
Oh no, it is. I just think I think it's a really great movie.
And Cadillac Records.
It's a great film. But
I like the concept. I like the concept of the vampire, not necessarily wanting people, but wanting the music so he could lure people in. Is one of my favorite things of the year. And Gladys.
She was great.
Fucking rock.
Amy Madigan was great.
Fantastic in the movie. I haven't talked about her at all. I haven't talked about her because I'm like, I don't want anybody to talk about her at all until you go see the movie. You know what I mean? Because she's so fucking chilling. But anyway, okay, this is it. We've hit all our stuff. Next week, an amazing episode of The Twilight Zone, season 3, episode 5, directed by Buzz Kulik. The amazing episode called A Game of Pool, which is Jack Klugman.
I seen that one. That's a great one.
And Jonathan Winters as Minnesota Fats.
Minnesota Fats. Yeah.
Yes.
Minnesota. That's a great. Really? Wait. So they're playing pool?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin it. Did you guys watch Jordan Peele's Twilight Zone?
No,
I watched the first.
I watched it. I didn't like
episodes.
it. I think it's really hard to do Twilight Zone up to date. I think it's really hard. I'd much rather people just watch the old ones and realize that everybody we've ever watched has in some way seen a Twilight Zone episode and understands that they're perfectly situated 25-minute movies that are usually better scripted and better set up story-wise and narrative-wise than most of the movies we see released from Hollywood. Mm-hmm. I'm a big proponent of it.
Well, you also got to look at back then when they did it in the 60s, most of the studios were still being run by families.
Yeah.
And the creative was left for you to be creative. It wasn't, we got to sell Happy Meals.
Yeah, know? And I think Serling, you read about some of the stuff. He came back from World War II and he was legit broken inside. And instead of downing a bottle of pills or drowning himself in a bottle, he just poured everything out of his soul. Don't fuck around with humanity. Yeah. You know what I mean? But Churchill.
Wasn't there a Twilight Zones in the 80s and 90s also?
Yeah.
Outer Limits and the Twilight, they tried doing it again.
Yeah, they tried doing it.
They also had the movie Twilight. But I wanted to say earlier about there's 2 horror films that are pretty spectacular. They're almost the same, kind of. You guys ever see It Follows? Of course you have.
Love It Follows.
Okay, she's supposed to be making another one, a follow-up to that.
She's great. Micah Monroe. She's the kid from Long Lane.
Right.
She's
and then the other one is with why can't I remember?
I don't know, but if you give me any bit of a
hint. Lynn Shay, Ray Wise, they're in with the family in the station wagon. They can't get off the street. They keep driving around.
That I don't know.
It is super fantastic. The name will come to me. I think it's something like It Follows or Travels or it's something in that thing.
You said it was recently, right? It's 2024?
Within the last 15 years. Just look up Lynn Shay and read.
I got it.
I believe Ray Weiss is in it as well. He's the husband. It's a Christmas. They're going to go celebrate Christmas at one of their family's house. They don't want to go, and they just can't get off the street.
No, okay, wait.
What? Are you on the IMDb?
Yeah, I know. It's not Insidious, right?
Reminds me of the show.
No, before Insidious.
Before
Dead End?
Dead End, that's it.
That's what Ken just said. Dead End.
Dead End. We've got. I'll tell you what, Church. You would like.
Good film.
We have good fans. We have smart fans. We're marks. We're smart marks. I want to thank you for coming on.
The fans are always great.
Yeah, I want to thank you for coming on. You have an open invite. Anytime you want to talk about movies. Anytime you want to talk about anything.
I had a great time with you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Oh no, a pleasure. And like I said, I knew we were going to be friends. You had me at, of course. Anyway,
just don't call him Church.
Yeah, just
well, you're my friend now. Now you can. No.
I can.
It's all good.
I'm gonna run with it.
You can call me Church. It's fine.
Just don't tell them there's 4 Godfathers.
Don't tell them 4 Godfathers. Punch in the fucking mouth. Stupid fucking cunt. Anyway, before we go, let's go through your exemplaries. Thomas J. Church, Google you and find you.
Thomas J. Churchill. They can Google me. I'm on YouTube under Church's Hollywood Moments. Facebook, Thomas Churchill. I have a couple pages on Facebook. You guys, are you guys part of my? I have a big page that you guys can please promote the hell out of things. It's called Filmmakers Podcast and all. That's my page. There's like 15,000. You will
become a part of it anytime you want us to.
But aren't you guys? why don't you? I thought because you could go there and post everything about shows, conventions, podcasting. It's one of my pages on Facebook.
I can never get anything approved by an admin.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've tried.
Well, now that we're friends,
and then I stopped because I couldn't get anything through.
Now.
Well, I usually
considering Church is one of the admins.
Well, I'm the owner. I'm the author.
Fucking
so
busy.
The other people, I have to make
Who's
sure.
this Richley guy?
I got to see who else is on there.
Get him out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't be a fucking cunt, Joe.
Yeah. That's.
Oh, hey, JW, you do remember how this works, right?
But
I'm the producer of the show.
Yeah, but I can come back.
I can boot you out again, and I can kick you out of the studio, but I won't.
Don't do that. Stop doing it. Put me in a
Kind of
regular
interesting
spot.
that I usually never get kicked out, and I'm probably the worst
Jerry
one
never
in
gets
secret.
kicked out. Jerry's nice.
I'm like the worst one in secret.
I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. I want to thank Joe. I want to thank Jerry. I want to thank our special guest, Thomas Churchill. Thank you for coming tonight. Next week,
very much, guys.
We're back doing some Twilight Zone and some Jerry's basement. Also, Generation Movie returns this Monday night. We start our back to school with the ultimate back to school movie, The Breakfast Club. Celebrating
I thought you were going to put up the poster for Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
No.
Yes.
It's back to school, but yeah, it could work that way. We'll be doing The Breakfast Club, and we're doing some 85 40th anniversary movies.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks. Thanks, Jerry's mom. Thank you for joining us tonight. Everybody have a great night. Thank you again, Churchill, for joining us.
Stop. Jerry. Slapjaw. Where, when, how?
Slapjaw, September 19th at Union Vapors in Scranton, PA. That's our next
And
show.
Socials?
YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Spotify, Instagram.
Views on fucking TikTok.
Just about everywhere.
Fucking genius with the
anywhere where you can stream.
You know the slut I am. Again, if it's your first time tuning in,
we're well aware. Yeah, please like us, follow us, subscribe. It means the world, and it means we get great guests like Thomas Churchill. Thank you for joining us, buddy. It was great, and like I said, next time you want to do a movie review, I'll be happy to join you. We can talk, we can chit chat. We'll throw it up. That would be amazing because I think you and I, the reviews you did, I was like, yeah, he gets it. He fucking gets it. I understand.
happy birthday, Ken.
Happy birthday, Ken.
Happy birthday, Ken.
Happy birthday.
Oh,
brother.
Ken, really? That's
Ken, you had me at hello.
You had us at great birthday show for me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Because we don't pay attention on Facebook.
I pay attention sometimes.
Thanks, Mom.
I was busy. I was watching a lot of Churchill stuff today.
It's in an hour. Canadian time. It's in an hour. That's why we don't know about it yet.
Canadians.
My mother's going to slowly take over our PR.
One of the greatest movies came out of Canada. Strange Brew.
Strange Brew.
Oh, yes.
How's it going, eh?
And Moranis is coming back. So
Spaceballs. Yeah, that's huge. It's I do respect that. Oh well, Max von Sydow, quite the villain in Strange Brew.
Oh, great!
All right,
great movie.
I'm going to end the broadcast, guys. It was awesome.
We're having too much fun.
Hey, Church, do me a favor. Stick around for one moment after it ends, please.
Okie dokie.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for joining us, Church.
Cut! Good job, everybody.